successful, you gotta be willing to give up sleep. You gotta be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you will have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because you gotta be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you don't want it badder than you want to party, you don't want it as much as you want to be cool. Most of you don't want success. You don't want it badder than. I don't know how many of y'all got asthma in here today, but if you ever had an asthma attack before, you short of breath, SOB, shortness of breath, you wheezing. The only thing you trying to do is get some air. You don't care about no basketball game. You don't care what's on TV. You don't care about nobody calling you. You don't care about a party. The only thing you care about when you're trying to breathe is to get some fresh air. I'm not eating like I eat at home. That's why you're about to go to the next level. Because if you keep eating like you ate at home, you'll keep being a boy or a girl. It's time to become man, woman.
Hey, hot facts with Robert Reese, man. This your boy Dash Man, the cool tapping in with you, brother. Hey, I'm right here on a break in my dash right now, getting busy, but I figured I'd tap in before I eat some grub real quick. But yo, man, I like your channel, like what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we share some of the same ideas as far as like how to navigate this gig market. So just tapping in, showing love, man. I seen your comment. Finally got a chance to hit you, bro. Whenever you get a chance back, man, just holler, man, for sure, man. Love, bro. Be safe.
Well, it's perfect that you said that, man. This is your lane. You made this. This is your baby, and you're gonna see it through. You know, that's great. When Dash Bandicoot told me about you, and I'm like, I've never heard of this man before. But if you're, he was like, he basically told me he would follow you to war if there was a war. I'm like, I gotta check him out. You know, and that's how I started watching your channel.
This guy, he brings the energy. He's got the best intro in all of YouTube, mate. He's got other people saying his name, and there's a reason for that. And he can get subscribers from anyone. With his great personality, man. The Hot Facts is exactly that, man.
Hot Facts, KG Sports, and you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
You're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
What's up, guys? You're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese. Take care.
This is Isaac Henderson, and you're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
What's up, guys? I'm Sean Barubi. This is my boy Vargas, and we love watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
You're watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Hot Facts with Robert Reese Live. We got a special one. I hope you guys enjoyed the live episode that we had earlier for Hot Facts with Robert Reese Live that we do every day. So this one today is actually it's still live. So I guess it's still a Hot Facts Live, but this is Manhood. Okay, so this is Manhood. So this is something about men. We're going to be discussing a lot of different things. Like today's topic, it's going to be going over manhood and why are men not marrying as much right now. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over the urban definition of the bro code, what the bro code and what goes into the bro code. And then, there's two separate bro codes. So we'll break them both down. And then we'll figure out some stuff. We'll talk about some stuff going in off of all of this. But this is, what's up, Ghost? What's up, Ghost in the house? What's up, Ghost? I see you right there. So this is the first one of the men's theme. Now, fellas, look, this is an open link. So the things I'm going to be going over manhood questions here. Why are men not married? We got the Urban Dictionary of the Bro Code. We got another version of the Bro Code. So these are things when I'm going over things as men. These are things you want to chime in on. So the link is there. I think it's there. Let me go ahead and repost it if it's not there. Let me go ahead and put this link there. There is the link. The link is The link is there for all to go ahead and get in. The main objective for this thing here is to get to get more men on here speaking, so we can actually break down some things, and people can hear things from different angles, and so everyone can learn and all of that other stuff. So yes. So we're gonna get into that right now, and I'm kind of happy right now. I just started this Walmart Spark thing, this delivery thing, and my first order was $18.29, and I gave the lady a high five because we high five each other, and they can tip you after on the app. And I'm doing a video right now. I'm waiting for it to upload, but the lady tipped me extra, so I ended up getting $24. It was a double order, so I don't know if that's from both of them, but I got $24 instead of the $18 because they tipped me extra. And I told you people, customer service, the lady gave me a high five and everything, and I think it was that lady there. So I'm starting off on Spark with a tip alert with someone giving me extra money already. I'm waiting for the video to go up here, and I was invited to the Uber town hall. I was invited to the town hall. I RSVP'd, and I'm going to be. I have a video for that too that I'm putting up right now. So, and then when they do the town hall, I'm gonna do it. I guess I'm gonna do it on Zoom on my phone, or I might do it on Zoom here, and then I'll try to stream live while I'll try to do it so I can ask questions from maybe you guys want to ask. I'll try that if I do get hit. So that's just that there. That's my plan for that. But today is the first day for this. I'm kind of excited about this simply because I browse through a lot of channels, and I see some channels doing some things like this. I see some channels that just stay away from this all the way together. But I feel like it's the perfect way for men to unite. It's a perfect way. It's a perfect way for, like I said, men to unite, and women have spas and all that other stuff. And then, we got the gym and all the other stuff, barbershops, but YouTube has a huge community. Twitch is a huge community. Facebook, Instagram, everything has huge communities. So anytime you can stream on something and still have some people touch in, it is all the way great. Now, I'm going to talk about right now this first one. Okay, we got some manhood questions. Now, I want to throw out there what is your definition of manhood? Yeah, what is? Well, I won't say what is the well, yeah. What is the definition of manhood first? The definition of manhood. And then we'll go into rules of manhood. Okay, so when it comes down to manhood, pretty much, what is manhood? Now, if you go through a lot of videos, you'll hear people saying, you stand on your own, you protect your family, Go says, providing safety and security to my loved ones. Yes, I like that one. Manhood, providing safety and security to my loved ones. Now, people, you have to understand, safety, you are there protecting. Security is protecting. But, that goes with teaching also. You don't teaching and sheltering. And he says, Ghost says, for your loved ones. I'll take that, and then we'll go ahead and run with that. Now I'm going to read some rules here. It says these are the 5 most important laws of manhood of all time. Okay. Now it says that these are updated. Okay, for the modern contemporary man. Okay, for the modern contemporary man. Okay, it says, this first one says here, it says, don't be a burden to others. I mean, that's an overall thing, right? Don't be a burden to others. Yeah, Ricky Knight said manhood. Ricky Knight said manhood is also having a plan exactly to execute. See, that's what. Yes, that's where that's a good one too, because that's what separates the men from the boys. Now you got people that go out there and play around, but having a plan and having it structured, that is a-okay, because the plan, the structure can go into all the way, go into that safety, the providing and the security for the loved ones there. You know, manhood also, you know, if you ask somebody from the country, manhood, you know how to go ahead and tend to that horse, you know how to take care of the land, you know how to, you know how to do a whole lot. And then there's a whole lot of rules that we'll get into about manhood. But we got this one. This one says never contribute negativity, especially online. Now this said by the modern contemporary man. Check this out. Online, especially online, never contribute to negativity online. Like, what does that got to do with manhood? That has to do with contemporary man. These men that's like a sensitive man right there. That's like a sensitive man right there. That's like a sensitive man. Never contribute to negativity, especially online. Okay, I as a human being, I agree with, don't try to. It's hard not to contribute to negativity though, because anything that someone says out of someone's mouth can be taken the wrong way, especially with men, because we are so prideful and we don't like that. Negativity do not create the negativity, but as a man has, there's something in us. There's something in us that says, okay, that went there. Even though I'm not going all the way there, I'm going to go there just a little bit. Now, is that part of manhood, or is that just, like don't talk to me that way? I feel that it is manhood, because there's certain things that you just cannot do. Certain things you cannot do, and there's certain ways that you have to address things. There's certain ways you have to address things, but contributing to the negativity, yes, that is something you don't want to do. But that's for every human out there. That's why I'm reading this thing, to see what they actually think out there. To see what they actually think out there is, and this is from the modern contemporary man. This is ridiculous. Take action because it is right, not because it is popular. I mean, okay. I can see where this is part of manhood here. All right, you have the choice here, and for all you young dudes who maybe 18, 19 years old, you may be sitting up or scrolling past or something else like that. For all you young dudes right there, take action because it is right. Yeah, so right now, I know I watch that show sometimes with my wife, that 16 and Pregnant show. And, you're watching the teenage dudes too. You're watching the dudes who are like 18, 19 years old. And you get some of them when their buddies call and they just want to go hang out with their buddies, but not even go do anything. Like, so, take action because it is right, not because it is popular. Don't these dudes do it all the time. They sit, and it's normally about some, going some computer game. It's weird stuff. Don't put up all of that whoop 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 just to say I'm gonna do it. Don't do it after you did all that because you feel like I have to do it. You should have just not did that in the first place and just went right. You know what I mean? That's about where I can go with that, because that doesn't, that's just a normal thing. I tried to tie that into a man as much as I could, but I just can't do it. There's no way in the world. Take action because it is right. Yeah, you're gonna take action because it is right. Like, what does that mean right there? Take action because it is right. Not because it is popular. That means to me, like in a guy's way, I mean, you're gonna take care of your kid because that's your kid. You're not gonna do it because it's popular. Like that's just so. I don't understand the modern contemporary man. I don't understand if these are the guidelines to manhood, and it says these are the 5 most important laws of manhood of all time, updated by the modern contemporary man. Now, if these right now, if these are what they think, no, this is not right. And then it says, go the extra mile and make it personal. Now, it doesn't even break down. It doesn't even break down like, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This like it doesn't even the modern contemporary man, these are the 5 most important laws of manhood of all time. If any man follows any of these things and they say that these are the top 5 things, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. To me, brotherhood, manhood has died in the new era. You have to know who is close and who really has your back in every aspect. Brotherhood should have mentorship to grow within each other. That is manhood. That is brotherhood. That is what it is right there. And that's why I'm reading this stuff right here, because it says this is from the modern contemporary man. This is for someone that has no sight on anything. And this is the propaganda that they are pumping up and giving to all the young dudes. And I don't know where to blame this. I don't know where to blame this. We have people that are rappers that wear dresses and high heel boots. We have other dudes that have, and there's not. See, and this is the problem, you see, because it stops me from saying what I really feel like I need to say right here, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Now, this is no disrespect to anybody in the LGBTQ zone. This is no disrespect. No disrespect. But if you are a man trying to portray the manhood appearance to a man, to a young dude in the youth, to be strong, to stand up, to do your thing, you cannot. There's a certain masculinity. There's a certain masculinity that has to go with manhood. And once you start having that masculinity there, and then start throwing all this other stuff on it, and then you're putting that all out there, and then you're having dudes, don't do it like this, do this, and it's weird. It's weird. It's weird. And there's nothing wrong with your lifestyle. What I am saying is just this: if you are a gay man, okay, you are a gay man. That is perfectly fine. You are a gay man. Here is the thing. If you are, the pictures you take and everything are the male with like, let's say a James Evans from Good Times, let's say an Al Bundy, Archie Moore, is it Archie Moore? Yeah, Archie Moore. When these guys are portrayed, you won't see these guys with the man purse. They normally portray these guys as, they're going out doing this. They work here. They boom, boom, boom. You won't see those guys with the full lumber thing on, and then coming in and they have on the merce. They have on the long nails. They have on eyeshadow and all of that. Now, there's nothing wrong for you if you are doing that, because everyone can express themselves in their own way, if that is the way you want to express yourself. But when we are talking about manhood and the traditional ways of manhood, we have to try to keep these things straight and solid. Okay, we have to try to keep these things straight and solid. Ghost says the media, music, movie, etc. has metrosexualized our youth and it's teaching them how not to be a man. That's what I'm saying there. Like the man law, and this is not man law. This is just what it is. And this is what and check this out, men. I don't know if any of you other men feel like this when we're talking about the gay women. Now, I don't like this. I don't like how when it comes to gay women, if you want to be a gay woman, okay, be a gay woman. But why do you want to be a gay woman and then try to emulate a man, and then you try to emulate like the wrong type of dude? You know what I mean? Have you seen these shows? It does not make any sense, because for one, like some of the women who are trying to act like the man are going with more of the man law code than some of the men who have been metrolized, is what I would say, that have been metrolized. And that's not how it should be. So now, like he said, the media, the music and everything. So if you see a metrolized man and then you see a gay woman who's actually more masculine than a dude, it looks okay for all of the men who are trying to be regular men to go ahead and do that. It's easily to persuade people to go ahead and do it. And what I mean by these people is, look at these fashion shows and look at the stuff that these dudes wearing. I would put up a clip and put up a video, but I do not like looking at these things. Look at what they say the new fashion for the average male is. Look at the average fashion for the male that they go on these runway shows. Now, I've been walking around the block on this earth for a while. I have never seen a man go out there looking like that. The only closest people I have seen like that, and this is no disrespect to the Korean people who still dress like tourists. Those are the only ones. Ricky says, nowadays, if you claim to be a man, which is to be the truth, they call it toxic masculinity. Exactly. And that's why I'm talking about this, because we need to set straight and then redirect. When I go outside and I'm looking at the little teenage dudes wearing makeup they're wearing makeup and all this stuff to school, and I'm like, come on, man. Now, I know which ones are homosexual. I know which ones in high school are homosexual. The same people who I knew from elementary school, who we knew were homosexual in elementary school, they are homosexual now. Okay, I know when I see a homosexual boy, and I know when I see a boy that's putting on makeup and stuff to try to accent certain things. And a lot of these men do it. A lot of these boys do it, and this is why this is so good. If you're 18, if you're sneaking on the internet or doing whatever, if you're 15, 14, 17, stop trying to don't let a girl tell you, hey, I'm going to do my eyebrows. You want to do yours with? No, don't start. No. If they want to have someone to do makeup with, they have to find a girlfriend to do that with. Don't do that stuff. And that gets me mad, because society says that you shouldn't be able to do that, all because, and once again, no disrespect to the LGBTQ. When you try to preach proper manhood the way it was designed scientifically and by God, when you try to define and break that down and really speak about it, the LGBTQ, there's going to be someone who feels that you are just trying to go against them. That's not what this is. That's not what this is. But as men, that society there, they have to understand that as men, this is who we are as a species, as who we are. We are men. You cannot, no. So no disrespect, but we are talking about what we are supposed to do traditionally and how we are. And this modern contemporary man, this is for punks. This is for punks. Now protect what matters, forget the rest. Obviously, I'm not even okay. Whatever, man, whatever. All right. If you have a nephew you have a son, grandkid, don't let him read that. Don't let him read that at all. Don't let him read that at all. That's terrible. That is terrible. Now, what is right with the brotherhood, the manhood, everything about what we are supposed to do with with the mentorship and the helping out and doing all this stuff for others. That is part of manhood. Uh, young dudes out there, you guys are going into the grocery store. You see the older lady, she coming with the basket or something behind you. Don't let that door just close like behind you. Like you can't do that. There's certain rules that we are taught that we have to do that another old dude would check you for. There's not enough people checking the young dudes. It's like a dying breed of us older dudes that are checking the younger dudes because of this strange game going on, and it has messed manhood up. So that's why it's titled, What Are the Rules and Whose Guidelines Do We Follow? Obviously, if you've grown up in a house, if you've grown up in a household, in a religious household, you understand you understand the model of how it is supposed to go. But then you have people that have grown up the same way, and I don't know how the influence goes like that, but it just goes in a way where it goes in a way to where they went opposite. And I don't know how someone goes opposite. I don't know, but some people say it's an imbalance thing, it's a chemical thing, or all of these other things. And if that is the case, when does a man stop teaching manhood? When does a man stop teaching manhood to a child? If he, okay, better yet, better question. If let's say you're raising, let's say DoorDash Revolution, hit the link. Let me put the link. Hit the link. This is open invite for all the men. This is good stuff. Hit this link. I got a better question. All right. I got a better question. We know that manhood is there, and we know these challenges. These challenges are here for us as fathers to do our thing. Now, here's a question that I don't know if anyone has thought of yet. Let's say you are raising your son. You're doing all the manhood stuff that you want to go ahead and teach him, right? Now, let's say you find out that your son came out of the closet. As a man, do you stop teaching him the manhood things, or what do you do? Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we are in an era right now where trans is very popular, bi is very popular, and just going all the way, jumping over the wall is very, very popular. And it's happening to a lot of men out there who, believe it or not, are drinking themselves crazy by themselves because they don't want to tell their friends that this is what they are going to. You got people that are beating themselves up because they don't know how to handle this. They don't know anyone that's in a situation like this. When there's pretty much a lot of people that are going through this, because there's a lot of people who are switching their identity on who they are. So that question is there. If you realize, or your son comes out the closet, as a man, do you stop teaching him those same morals and morals as the as the manhood that you were supposed to do, or do you try to alter them or hold some back? What do you do as a man? Now, I don't know how that is, because I don't know how that is. I don't have experience there, but what I will say is I think that you cannot stop doing that. I think that someone may want to not do that because they might feel like they're pushing something on to someone. But as a man, we still have to have a certain work ethic and a certain desire to go out there and do something. So I don't, that's why I brought that question up there. if your son comes out the closet and you're trying to teach him, do you still continue your manhood ways in teaching him, or what adjustments do you make? Now, if that is not the case and your son is not coming out, but you are realizing that, you know, he's following, you see what's happening on TV in the culture, in society, and it's transitioning into this other thing. Do you then how do you approach that situation? How do you approach good afternoon? Let me go ahead and get you on a good one. There you go. How do you approach that situation right there? Because this manhood thing, it's challenging right now, especially for all, and people don't realize there's a lot of 15-year-old kids having kids. So these 15-year-old kids that are having kids, people, they are fully influenced in this whole metro. You can dress and look with the weird nails. They are fully like this, you know. So if these are the guys that are supposed to be doing the thing, how will that next generation, how will that next manhood group look? So this is why manhood is so important right now, because we have our traditionals. And then, you know what, this goes into politics too, because there's certain things that get voted in. That kind of open up Pandora's box. You know what I mean, Rev? And
yeah, I understand.
It's making it very hard for not even well, I'll tell you who is really making it hard for the parents who have the foster kids, who have to keep subbing up the foster kids, because, you know, if they are really going through it, because a lot of those people are grandparents. You know, they're grandparents. So anything that they're trying to put on the kid is going to be like rebellious on the kid, because it's not what's going on now. But then when you want to speak up and feel strongly about it, about the manhood thing, we get put on, and they call us sexist. They call us sexist and male chauvinist pigs and all this other stuff. So you know what I mean? That's why, what are the rules, or who guidelines do we follow? I was just reading this thing from the modern contemporary man, and if any man follows that we're in trouble. We are in trouble. So that's why we gotta try to redirect now. But that question that Ghost says you still teach him. He says you still teach him. It's your duty as a father, but you still love them. People are going to do what they do and believe. Yeah. So that question, Rev, was, you know, how we want to teach our young ones. We want to teach the young dudes all this. But let's say you're a parent and you've been teaching your kid, your boy, all of the manhood stuff, and you never knew, but then he comes out the closet on you. Do you still continue that? Are you still continuing that manhood thing, or do you ease up because you don't want to feel like you're pushing them further away from you than what's already there?
That's a good question. First off, ladies and gentlemen, society is the one that changes the rules to what biblical standards are. You know, as being a Christian and what my beliefs in. You know, I got a nephew that came out the closet like that years ago. You know, I still embrace him as a human being. But as far as trying to teach him the way I was brought up, you know, he's not trying to accept those standards. That's what separated him from me as far as having our relationship. I had talked to his father several times, and I'm telling you, society is killing America right now. We do what we want to do. Yeah, I can understand once you get at that age that you do what you want to do and all of that. But what we got to understand is that even though if we do what we want to do, you got to also understand there's repercussions behind what you do wrong. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can do what I want to do, but what it look like I'm coming into your house, kicking your doors in, and getting ready to rule your house and disrespect your manhood. And that's what the problem is. Also with content creators as well, we ego tripping. You got the little man syndrome. You got the alpha male. But if you truly know your identity and have self-esteem about yourself, you wouldn't have to belittle another man to become a man. You see, and that's going to be a topic right there that's probably going to have many series that we got to address. I just got through looking at a lot of different lives already. And we got to realize that we got to still lay that foundation down that we was raised on and that we was brought up on. True enough, once they get a certain age, it's their decision what they want to do in life. I got a son right over there right now, you know, and he's not that way. Don't want to ever be that way. He got a lot of my ways, picked up a lot of them, and he got his own way. You know, when I was in them streets, I was real hot-headed, you know, and everything. You know, sometimes you'll turn around and let a person turn that switch on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we got to be held accountable for the decisions that we make. We got to hold ourselves accountable when we decide that that's the journey that we want to take in life.
Right.
People don't believe in God anymore. People not going to church anymore is the reason we having all these problems in the world. Now, when you talked about manhood and manhood rules and guidelines and all of that, it comes right.
Open it up. That's exactly why we going over this right now. Go ahead.
See, in this niche right here, you know, different content creators are ego tripping because others not challenging them, but correcting them on the false information you putting out here in content. Now people's feelings are getting involved. When I was growing up back then, men didn't wear their heart on their sleeve. The way it was so easy to get ticked off. I got to feel a certain kind of way. We didn't hear that conversation. That conversation was not in our vocabulary. You sounded like a female to me when you're talking about you feel a certain kind of way. I really don't understand what's going on. But our society, if we don't get out here and help our community, and we got to realize that we are leaders, influencers, mentors when we are content creators. I don't hear content creators say, I'm not a mentor. You know, they won't even stand up for their subscriber when another content creator going down on their subscriber. Now, what kind of content creator you are if you have subscribers? Men. We're talking about men. We're talking about manhood now. Now, what you may not, everybody got a threshold of tolerance here. There's some things you may not accept that I will. But you're going to be like, no, I'm not accepting that. I'm not built that way. You
right.
see?
Yeah.
And
there's certain things as a man.
Yes.
There's certain
Yes.
things that there's
Yes.
a limit. Certain things, and see that right there is a lot. I think that part is missing in the education of a man, because that's a feeling that feeling's gonna come throughout your life, and you have to know when that feeling comes. That's when that's yours. That's your stand down. No, that's your stand down, and it's not being taught. And a lot of dudes don't know. A lot of dudes don't know how to do it, which is why I'm going to bring up this now.
Go ahead.
It goes into the image and everything, and you know, I want to go about why are men not marrying these days? Because you know, from how it's supposed to be, you know, you're supposed to be married, and that right there. Now, what people don't understand, one of the written rules to be the president of the United States, you have to be married, and people don't understand why that is because that is they're trying to show you manhood, the man, the first lady, the family. That is manhood. But now we have a problem where first there's a lot of people that are not marrying because of all the promiscuity, all that other stuff, and you got divorces or way how you got people getting married in Vegas and drive-throughs, like it's fast food. You know, like there's a whole lot, and then you watch these shows on TV though. You have like the Bad Girls Club and all these, the Jersey Shore and all these weird shows. So they are showing nothing but women that want to be ratchet and wild and doing all this crazy stuff. Now, if you actually have a good dude out there and that's all he's seeing out there on TV, he's not gonna want to be with anybody. But that only goes for that good dude. Now, here's where it comes down for the other dudes, though. You got the other dudes like, I'm with that. We can just bam, 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 bam. I don't want to get married at all because this is, and then when they get like 50 or 60, then they want to try to get married. But by then, you have not shown anything to the younger ones coming up to teach them. They didn't see anything. They didn't see anything at all. You know what I mean? So I feel like those are factors there. But what are some factors that you can think of on why men are not marrying these days?
Well, first of all, you got to look at how people done got away from the older traditions that deals with principles and standards in the home. You know, the father's role in the home, the mother's role in the home. And they like, I'm not going to teach my child the way I was brought up. We're going to try it a different kind of way. And then not knowing that is bringing rebellion to our community, to our society. We're letting society change things. We're letting society set these principles and standards on how we should raise our child. You know, there's a lot of single home parents. The man is not even in the equation of even being there as a father, there as the role that he's supposed to have. It don't just affect the young men coming up, it also affects these young ladies that's coming up. Right. And then these young ladies, they learning the wrong concept on how they view a man now.
Exactly.
You know, I'm going to be the one in control. I'm not going to take on your last name. You know what I'm saying? And you know that's something strong we need to be paying attention to. You know, why you don't want to take on your husband's name once you married. You understand what I'm saying? Because he's building a legacy, you know, for her as well as the children. Now, if that man were to die off and he got things in his name set up, and you try to sit here and try to get some of them things, you're not going to be able to get them. Why? Because the fact is, legal documents. We got to be taught about legal documents. We got to be taught. We got to be taught about that. The legal dictionary, the Black Law Dictionary, the UCC 316. So those are a lot of different aspects we got to learn. You know, society, we think, okay, they say it's right, we need to do that, but it's not right.
Right.
You know, and then the upbringing, the neighborhoods we going through and all of this, you know, you got the video games training these children, raising these children now.
That's the crazy one right there, Rev. That is the video. Look, some of these video games, yes, the person has the joystick in, but the actual game that they're playing, it's ridiculous. Like they try to make it like a reality thing to where it's your decision and it's crazy. It is crazy. Now check this out. Now that was good because I want to bring this up. Now what me and you just broke down are things that, you know, things that people need to hear, and these are good positive things. Now these are some reasons that this site has. It says the number one reason right here is social economics. What do you feel about that?
Social economics do have
economics, and that's the number one reason. It says it's the number one reason why men are not married these days. It says the number one reason is social economics.
Well, I wouldn't say it's the number one reason from my perspective, from my opinion, because I deal with younger men and they said, look, when women don't respect men to where the point they looking at them like, no, I'm not gonna have him control me. They looking at it like, you trying to control me. And a lot of them just loose. Now, if you got a guy that's looking for a wife, no, he's not finna get into that type of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
He may have been in raising up in a home where he see all the disrespect going on between the parents, and he's picking it up like, no, I don't want to be that guy going through that kind of suffering. I got to go through that kind of battle. Or he have just sit there and listen to the women's side of the conversation. Young coming up listening to them. Well, he like, if this is the way it's getting ready to be, it's no need of me going through this battle, this warfare. I might as well be alone. Because I know I would want someone to help support me as far as encouraging me to be in my position that God has given me. That's
Right.
not the rule to want. That's not to control the woman. But they stuck on this thing that a man ain't gonna tell me what to do, and he's not gonna control me. And some of them want to act like they got some, what we really want to say. I don't want to say, but that's the thing that's messing up our society. We got to bring back some of those good old traditional teachings back into the home. And we had to start at a very tender age. This is going to be a long battle here, a long war we're going to go through.
Yeah, because check out this this comment from Ghost. Ghost said, men don't want to marry anymore because if it fails, us men are 100% on the hook. I think that men run from it because we lose in the end. Now this is something. What's up, Gig Hustler, Music City Gig Hustler? Now this is something that needs to be brought up now. Social economics. I guess this will go into. I guess this will go into that a little bit. Simply because, and I see it on TV. I see it on TV all the time. The very first time, let's say something happens between the guy and the girl, the very first thing that comes out the girl's mouth is, "You're not going to see your kid anymore." That's the very first thing that comes out of their mouth. It has nothing to do the relationship between the guy and the kid has nothing to do with you. He don't gotta see you, but he can still see his kid how he's seeing his kid. What does that got to do with you? Now, normally when that happens, the child support comes. Now, this dude could have been doing all what he's supposed to do. He don't need to pay child support because he's doing all what he's supposed to do. And the minute something happens, oh, you got to pay me this and pay me that and pay me that. And then if it's marriage, then you got this you got to worry about on top of that. And then it's all this other stuff. And then, yeah, you know what I mean? So Ghost is right. Some men and a lot of men are afraid of that because of the households that they are brought up in. That's the talk in the household. Like no, we are not doing that. So a lot of the dudes start off. They start off like that. They don't know nothing else. They saw Papa was a Rolling Stone. You know what I mean? So he had that life to where that's you didn't get a chance to see it. You didn't get a chance to see it at all. If you got a chance to see it, you'll be more likely to want to. But then you get the people that saw it growing up, and then they have seen what happened to their parents if their parents got divorced, and then that makes them not want to do it. You know what I mean?
Another thing, the in-laws play a heavy role in this warfare we talking about, because that's what it is.
Right.
Warfare.
Yep. The number 2 reason here says their parents. It says parents are the number 2 reasons. It says the good news about the marriage rate is that the divorce rate is even it's even lower, driven by stronger marriages between this is his parents are waiting for them to marry, resulting in increased financial security and increased maturity. However, divorce rates continue to rise among older people. Okay, yeah, so they're pretty much, see, that's what it is. When the divorce rates come, it's pretty much it's pretty much saying the parents, when it's younger people, it's the parents that's talking to the kids, putting stuff in the kids, but that has to come from someone. To me personally, that has to come from someone that didn't see that growing up. So instead of trying to teach something right, you're trying to throw the negativity down to that one, and then that'll make that friction happen. Yeah. So I could let's see what we got. See, Go says. He says it is. He says my ex marriage for 20 years is proof. Man, Gig City says I thought I poop. He said what did he say? I thought I'd pop in and say what's up. I gotta do a video. Have a great night, folks. Come on back when you're done. He says in-laws. He says in-laws will feed negativity effects on a broken home.
Yes.
With a broken home, which has a major, yeah. So, yeah, and that's when I got these. You know how we got the Karen videos? You got Karen, Negative Nancy. You got Busybody Brenda. You got what's another name? It's another name out there. It's another name out there it's another name, but we got those out there, people. And if they are any one of those, and anytime someone wants to talk, they are going to do it. And you know what's crazy? Remember back in the day, the old sitcoms? The old sitcoms had the man would come in from work, and then the women, they sit and talking, and any news they got was boom, boom, boom. And don't let it be an episode where the women feel that he's not right for you and all that. All that other stuff comes in. But a lot of dudes will listen to it though, because they don't have no one else there standing by them that's really talking to them. And then a lot of the times when that happens, they actually lost the one that they were actually trying to get. Okay. And that's what goes in here. Changing attitudes towards marriage is the third reason on why men are not marrying these days. Changing attitudes towards marriage. And I feel like that is there because I'm not even going to read that. I'm going to go off just seeing that is number 3. I'm going to go based upon just the financial and empowerment and the whole role of the household is completely switched. And the changing attitudes, I think, has a lot to do with that. What do you think?
Yeah, it does. It come into play. Money and finance come into play. The perspective on how people seeing it now, and social economics. Well, they look at it like this here. Well, I'm not gonna let him control me. He gonna pay all them bills. I'm gonna stack my money. There's so many different. This subject is a broad subject. Like I said, you're gonna be doing a lot of series on this, and we had to take it from step at a time and deal with different situations. This is a good topic for tonight. You see, we got to understand, if we're going to start to build the communities and build the societies and all this, it starts with the family, it starts with the home. It starts there first. And we got to get that back. We got to get it back, or we just going to be doomed for failure and for the future. This is what the future going to look like that we seeing growing up. The young men and young women that are going to be developed, they're going to be falling up under this concept.
Right.
Do we really want that in the world? No. But is anybody doing anything about it? There are some out here that's trying to do something about it. It's going to take more than just a few of us. All of us got to come in unity. And then we got to edify one another. We got to get out there in them streets, man. And a lot of people, that's what they want to, run away from. And Ghost is right. Empowerment. We got to do that.
Empowerment.
And I know Ghost. He's from my area, so.
Oh yeah.
Me and him, we talk all day long. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, we fighting the wrong kind of war. We fighting the wrong kind of battle because we fighting against each other. In the neighborhood I'm in, if somebody see you got a vehicle and trying to do something to get out of that neighborhood, now you got all these attacks against you from everybody else. You see, we shouldn't be at the point to where we don't want to see somebody have something. How am I be this type of person? And I can use our niche for an example. I see that you're doing great things and everything, then I'm going to turn around and turn my back on you, man. But still having creative and innovative ways and learn from you so I can also help build this community. And what I'm getting ready to say is going to fall off into what I'm getting ready to say. We talk about slavery and all of that. We have sit here to the point that all of this negative principles and standards, we have become enslaved to the society way of life. You see, and we think that's right when we know it's not. In the gig economy, then I'm gonna bag up off it because I always keep putting the gig economy in play. I always put this in play. People are like, what this got to do with it? Now, we have been slaves into the gig economy as well as delivery drivers and all this. You got women feel like that when they get these orders, they see a man coming in and get their catering order, they feel a certain kind of way. Something wrong with that picture. Why you think you're supposed to get all the goods off the tree and we don't supposed to get in? It's something that went on. A lot of women got raped by uncles, cousins, and all of this. So they got a negative view on me, period.
Right.
You know, it's a lot of you got a mean subject and series of subjects that's finna get ready and come, brother. And I know you're gonna address majority of what I'm talking about right now. You're gonna address you leading up to it, chapter by chapter, page by page, before you close that book. I appreciate that, brother. Now I'm finna bag off a little bit. You got some more things you need to say, brother.
Oh no, you all good. You all good. This is what this is for. I want more people to hit the link to come in. That's the whole idea. I want more men to come in the link because I'm about to go over more stuff. So your input this is the whole thing. I'm gonna moderate and go over, and this is the whole thing. From the questions and things going on, this is open dialogue. I want people to hop on the screen and stay there. That's the whole point here.
Yeah, because we don't have all the answers. We got to remind people, man.
Yes.
Of the truth. You know, we don't want to hear the truth. You know, it's easy to gravitate to what's wrong. It's easy to turn around and try to please our children by gravitating and condoning things that we know that they're doing wrong. You know, earlier you talking about how men falling to the wayside. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say certain things because I don't want to be detrimental to your channel. Because you see what I'm saying? We had to keep things in perspective. And I know how to do that.
Ooh, so listen to this, Rev.
Go ahead, bro.
Pause when you listen to this. This thing says, solution. If you can't marry them, live with them. Now listen to this. As we've seen, the end of marriage isn't the end of commitment. If you've already committed, if you're already in a committed relationship and you waited for a ring, maybe you should go with the flow and realize that commitment doesn't have to start in the courthouse. I think that's a bad. I think that's okay. It sounds good, right? It sounds good, right? But the underlining in that message is wrong to me. The underlining in that message is absolutely wrong for this reason right here. It says, if you can't marry them, live with them. Now, check this out. This isn't like it's.
Take your time. Take your time.
I don't know in the history of mankind that This is like it. I don't get this. I don't get this at all, because you hear on TV so many times on these court shows when the women are leaving, it's been too long and we are not married. Okay, so just living with them. These are people that are trying to have that broken household. You see what I'm saying? And like you said, when it comes down to something happens in the end time, or something bad happens, that paperwork, those signed documents, all of this, that underlying message right there is like, oh no, everything is cool, everything. But and then the reason for not being married, you don't know. They don't tell you that. That could be all negative right there. And they're telling someone to just go with the flow. You know what I mean? You
and everybody flocking to it.
And everybody's flocking to it. Exactly. Have you seen that show? I know it's not new. It started off with the white dude in like Utah. It was called Sister Wives, and he looked like George by Michael. He had long hair, like Hulk Hogan. He had like 6 wives. And now they have a show now. It's the same show, but they have like 4 different dudes, right? And all the dudes have like 4 or 5 wives, and they go on dates to bring other wives in. But you can't get married like that, because like no one can. So check this out. There's this one dude, and he has these 2 girls who went legally and changed their last name to his name, and they can't get married. And what he is doing, he has it set up so like that's the lifestyle. You don't need to be married like this and like that. And he goes and looking for people who are on the fence. So he's preying on people. He's preying on people who just gave up on themselves, pretty much, to try to bring them into a cult.
That's what I was going to say. That's what it is.
Into a cult that he has, and they are filming this. But you have people that are watching it like that's the way marriage is supposed to be. That's the way marriage is supposed to be, and that is completely off. Now we have that example for a dude. Then we have the dude that's feminine. Then we have like it's the straight and narrow dude. It's only like a path this big, and it seems like it. So it seems like as the kids get older, the more they're drifting away. You know what I mean? And I know that's cliche, because technically that's you grow older, you move on out, but I'm not talking about in that sense. You are supposed to do that. I'm talking about following all the wrong stuff.
I'm gonna say it for you. That false doctrine teaching that's going on in the world. I know you wanted me to get ready to touch on certain things.
Yeah.
But like I said, that false doctrine teaching that's going on out here. I could get even deeper than that, but I'll have to have everybody come to my other channel.
But
ministry that will address this stuff.
It says here that it says now this solution, all right, the number 2 solution was now check this out. The number 4 solution is get to know them. You're supposed to already know them, but number 3 says search in your religious community. You know what I mean? That would be. Give me one quick second, because these dogs are messing up my live stream right now. Now, go outside, doggies. Go outside, doggies. Please go outside. Now, see, it says in your religious community. That would be the but how they put it now, how they portray the religious community. They portray it as people are kind of crazy now, and they're weird, and people don't want to associate yourself to anything religious these days, because if you associate yourself to anything that is religious these days, you get castrated and you get talked about and all of this other stuff. Now, I put up there was a video that I did yesterday. The high school football coach, this guy does a 15 to 20 second prayer after the football game. Everybody's safe, and there's somebody that comes to the game that has been protesting or complaining so much that he lost his job, and the Supreme Court have had to overturn the ruling on him. Now, after the football games, middle of the field, the teams are kneel, do something like that. And normally the person that's doing the prayer, it's a prayer for both teams. Even though the other team might be in their locker room, they're still making sure that both teams are safe. No one has any injuries.
Right.
Things like that. What has it come to right now to where you cannot do that same prayer after the game and you lose your job?
Well, it started back in 1990, between 1981 and 83. I remember good because I had a Spanish teacher, and we used to have our prayer and everything going on. He write the end times. That's what's going on. But we had our prayer and stuff. I remember when it first got implemented, it was a lady. She dead now. I don't know how she got it to get passed by the Congress and all that, but they passed it that we couldn't have prayer in school anymore. Once that happened, from the neighborhood and community I came from, that's when all this crazy stuff started coming into play. One decade at a time, each decade, each year, it was just boiling over. Now you got a rebellious generation, you got a rebellious nation. Everybody got greed, everybody being enslaved to money, everybody being enslaved to sex outside of marriage, all of these things. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reason why when you break God's institute for men and women was marriage. It was marriage. When it took prayer out, it took a strong element away from us. Prayer is that we have the opportunity to communicate to God. When we read his word, he is communicating to us. And then when we apply it to our life, then we get out here and we build families. We build the society. We build America, because see, family is supposed to be the backbone of society. Now society is the backbone of a family. You see how reversed that is? You see how messed up that is? So that's where we at right now. We got a hard war going on to where it isn't even affecting the community we in right now.
Right.
To where we letting money enslave us. And are we slaves to the gig economy? A lot of those drivers, yes, we are. If you find yourself got to work from 10 to 16 hours to make $300 in a day because you was used to this income that you was making last year. You see what I'm saying? We try to stand up as a man and say, no, I don't want that kind of financial help from my wife or whatever. I got to get out here and run myself down to the graveyard to make sure they have it. Now, the thing is, there's nothing wrong with getting a little help. It's not taking advantage of, but that's another subject too, because we can deal with where men is taking advantage of women that way. We're not talking about pimping them out today. That's not the subject we talking about.
Definitely, yeah. And for anyone that is you're gonna watch this on the replay, definitely we are teaching. We're teaching against all of that stuff right there. So if you thought that you were gonna come here and listen to how to build your stable up or how to do that, none of that stuff is going on here. So if you thought that was going on, you might want to do a U-turn from this channel right here. Now check this out, Rev. Now we talk about the social aspect. Now we talk about influences, and manhood. We went over manhood and definition, and we went over teachings, and we're on marriage now. But socially, you have friends and you have peers, and a lot of the peers that you hang around with will help some people mold into that man that they don't want to be. So I have the Urban Dictionary definition of the bro code for for your boys, and then I have the universal. It says the universal bro code rules separately. So right now I'm going to read the Urban. This is the Urban Dictionary. This is from the Urban Dictionary bro code. It says honored among bros. The obvious rules among bros or guys in general. So this is pretty much what some people did something and they put this thing together. Now the reason why I'm reading this because these are so-called codes that have nothing to do with trying to get you to be a better man, but these are supposedly from the bro code. Okay, so the first one says sisters are off limits, exes are off limits. If a guy is chasing a girl, let him have her. It says do not in any way be that guy. You always watch the game. Now, this right here, this has nothing. I guess this has to do with if you're gonna date or something else like that, but I'm going off a different bro code, and that's why I put that up. The bro code that I know is am I my brother's keeper? You know what I mean? The real bro code where you know what, you see your boy doing something that, man, we gotta try to fix that. All right, man, you know what? You didn't told me about this. Let's go ahead and try to make, I'm talking about the real bro code. I'm talking about the real one. The one that goes down where it's a family thing. That's right. A party bro code. And that's why I brought up the social thing, because that's a party bro code. No way in that. If you hang out with dudes who think that's their bro code, you don't want to see where you're going to end up. You don't want to see that. That's not the bro code. So I want to bring up that right there. Now, what do you feel about them even having published that this is the bro code? Now, the bro, socially, you got your boy and Manhood. Nothing about that says Manhood. That's all boyish right there. Now, how many men do you know when you watch the YouTube? How many men, older dudes, still use the term, dude, man, bro code? It's those older dudes that still trying to be out there being young. They still trying to follow that code. They still trying to follow that code right there. Now, there's a lot of people that like that, but that's what people hear this channel and what this is for today. This is not about that. We trying to get to that other bro code. We trying to get to the other bro code. This other one says, now this is the universal bro code. It says, all right, let me see if I can make this go slow. That's the smallest it can go. It'll go smaller. All right, so this thing says, now I'm reading these just because this is what they're putting out there for our dudes to look at when they're bored. It says number one rule first. It says have your bros back no matter what. You're no friend if you cannot watch out for them. Now, all right, maybe these bro codes right here. You know what? I'm gonna share this screen really quick. I'm gonna share this screen. I'm going to share this screen right here. So this one says, okay, so this list right here might actually be better because we just talked about that. The real bro code: have your boys back no matter what. You're no friend if you cannot watch out for them. And what that means is, some people might take that into a different realm. But where I'm taking that is, like I said, if you see something that's not going right with them, or whoop, you're gonna look out for them. He said, what is this? I might have put too much faith into this. It says, if his girlfriend asks you about where he is, you know nothing at all. Keep his whereabouts to yourself. Hang up and warn him. All right, that's typical. That's that's typical stuff, right? That's not all right. That's typical stuff. That's like we got this thing that you know about this too. Like us as black men and our family and how we grow up. When the family get-togethers is getting on, the women is all sitting together. All the men pretty much is doing their thing, you know, except who's helping out in the kitchen and stuff like that. Now, let's say you got to go to the store and pick up the food or something else like that, and you call your cousin. Look, we finna go make this run. Y'all need some? Y'all know where they at? No, he on his way back. Stuff like that, you know, little like stuff like that is normal. But now it says this. It says if your buddy. Oh, okay. I see what they're doing. They're trying to go over and try to touch on. It says if your buddy assigns you as his wingman at the party, make him proud by doing your job. He's hooking up with the girl he is eyeing, and it's your responsibility to help him out right away. So all right, so they saying so pretty much help him out. You got a dude that's he's had the crush. He want to try that. That's the girl he want to. You got to be able to try to make that happen for him. Pull them in. Yeah, you looking out for your boy. You don't want your boy. You don't want your boy to be with somebody that he don't want to be with. So if you see that's the one, you can help him out. It says you must do all you can to save your. Okay, it's wow. I'm gonna take out the word ugly and switch it out. It says you must do all you can to save your bro from dating an ugly girl. Chances are that he is too drunk to even make out if that person is even a girl or a guy. If you're sure he's sober, then that means you can shrug off responsibility. Oh wow. See, these things it started off good and then it turns into all this crazy stuff.
Yeah, it flipped.
Yeah, it just flipped. Now it says these are 4 things about your bro you must respect in all conditions. Okay, his house, his parents, his girlfriend, and most importantly, it says his car. But yes, code. You gotta respect his house because that's what he works for. That's what's going on. You gotta respect his parents. You gotta respect his girlfriend. Yeah, I agree with that.
That should have been number 1.
Yeah, that should have been number 1. There's only 2 things on this list so far of 6 things that really should be on here. It says you just cannot get involved with your bro's mother. So come on, that's Jerry Springer. It says if your bro asks you about your opinion on his new date, you are supposed to give him an honest answer. If you do not like her, tell him. Just make sure you're not saying I want her in my bed or anything else like that. He's talking about those dumb dudes. But yes, if your buddy is asking you, what do you feel about a person? Now, guys, this is where a guy is opening up. A lot of guys really don't open up and stuff like that because they don't really want you to know how they feel inside. You know, they don't want you, you know, they don't want that. But if your buddy is asking you an honest opinion, because this person is going to be coming around, it's going to be affecting you also. If he's asking you an honest opinion, you have to tell him the truth. Okay? And that's part of manhood. If a man asks you something straight up as a man, you have to tell him the truth. That's part of manhood, people. That's part of manhood right there. Now it says this. You must never leave your boy without a ride, no matter how much. Okay, that's dumb there. That's dumb there. Let's see, a bro shall never make a bro feel ashamed. Okay, I got that. I got that. Yeah, never let your boy feel ashamed. See, that's part of manhood, uplifted. But you see how these things are spread out to where they give you one, and then they give you like 3 things that just don't make sense, and then they give you another one that's supposed. They don't put them in order to hit the point on the head. That's right. That's why I did this, and you know, bring up their corniness. Yeah, Ghost said that sounds like the Player's Bible. I'm like, yeah, like they bring up their corniness But that's why this is here so we can redirect. Now, out of all of that stuff that I just read, all that was gibberish.
Yeah, basically was. They try to add a little bit of a teaser in there to make you say, yeah, I agree with that, and then hook you into deception. That's what that basically is and everything. The principles of standards, they taking it away from the home now. The principles of standards are taking it away of the brotherhood, the friendship among men. You know what I'm saying? You know, certain stuff will backfire that they trying to put out there. You know, that's just like I had it's been years ago. Me and him was good friends and everything, and he was out there. He was messing with all kind of women and everything. Had a wife. I knew both of them. And he was bragging about it. I said, look, man, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't agree with a lot of this stuff you're doing. You know, I know both of you. So it's best, man, I'm just going to part ways. Because if I continue being around you, I'm condoning this stuff. Right. You know, neither did I tell her what went on, but I didn't want to be a part of it. When he tried to tell me about this stuff, I'm like, look, man, I don't want to hear none of this anymore. Because I don't even agree with it. I don't even approve of you doing this, man. And then you using my name as a scapegoat for you to do these things.
Woo, yes, you can't, and that's one thing right there. He said using my name as a, so that ties you in as you are the exact same person or even worse. Some people might look at you as worse because exactly. My name Bennett. I ain't in it, and I'm about to separate myself because first of all, I don't know what happened. I don't know if she'll get your phone and start calling me, and I don't know about what lie you didn't told about this and that, and then all this. No.
It got to the point. It got to the point that the lady called my wife, you know, asking, "Is your husband home?" And she's like, "Yeah, my husband right here with me sleep." You know, so I had to draw that line right then and there. You know, I said, man, whatever wrong that you doing, don't include me in it. So I had to break my friendship with him because he had that kind of mentality of how, you know, he was just doing her wrong, and then my name was always being brought up. So sometimes we got to
already fill in the blanks. I could already fill in the blanks for the conversation you had to have. I can already fill in those blanks right there. But that's why people out there, we are talking about these things. Today's topic, people, is just the beginning of, you know, to go into the manhood. We went over the manhood. We went over this stuff. What did Go say? He says brothers keeper. He says brothers keeper, meaning the Hebrew word for keeper is shamad. And it says a verb that means to keep watch, to guard. That is the definition of brotherhood. That goes back to the story of Cain and Abel. Yes. People, it goes way back. And that's what I think is the main reason why they try to separate anything that has to do with God and church from the things, because it's part of the mankind of history, but they try to, you know, it's like how they try to take our rights away. You know, they're trying to rewrite how it's supposed to be. It's not right though, man. It's not right.
The code has been broken, and that's how they breaking the code, making it seem like it's all right. You know, in the view of worldly affairs, worldly relationships. Everything is all right. You know, it's rebellion towards God. You see, once you deviate from going back to what the church principles was, and you become an adult, say, well, I ain't got to follow them rules and principles, then you trying to call yourself a God, and you feel like I don't have to answer to them. But we all know what that situation going to turn out to be. So yes, we have to not condone things that we know is wrong. You see what I'm saying? Because the longer you're around it, and even though you have a voice about you don't agree with it, but you still part of it because you right there with them. And then your name get thrown in the mix. And then there you is. You're going to get all the heat from both sides. From the side of him, you know, saying, man, you're supposed to be looking out for me. You're going to get static from that end. You're going to get static on this end. And then their in-laws going to get involved. Now you got a war with them. So we have to be mindful of how we look at our standards as saying, okay, I'm my brother's keeper, you know, to the point to where I want somebody to let me know, oh man, you went a little, look, you went into the wrong direction. Just like we both content creators, for instance. I turn around and I go at one of the other content creators. You're gonna be like, yeah, but let me talk to you for a minute, brother. You might have not did that the right kind of way. Why you didn't pull him to the side and y'all had a conversation? You didn't have to do it on air like that. You feel what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. Being able to have that constructive criticism that will build each other up, not go along with the wrongdoing, if you know what I'm saying. You know, so I wouldn't want nobody to just agree with me because I'm wrong. I want somebody to let me know, look, man, you might need to look at that in a different direction.
Right. And you know what? I'm gonna tap on this and tie this in to this discussion today. Also, since we went over the marriage, why men are not getting married, and all this other stuff, I want to bring this up too. So, what you know? What should I do it right now or save this? Because I think I can do it now. Since why people are not getting married, the men, I want to know, you know, the definition of a good dude. You know what I mean? The definition of a good dude. And you know what? I'm gonna save this one for the next one. I want to know from a man, what makes you a good dude? What are the things that makes you a good dude? And then I'll bring up a list that says what women look for in a good dude, and then we'll break with what they say women want in a good dude, and then we'll break down what we as men know what makes us a good dude, and we'll go ahead and break that down right there on the next one. I'm not going to use that one. I just thought about that right now.
I'm brainstorming.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait on that one right there because I could do that now, but it's not gonna have the same effect. It's not gonna have the same effect I want because there's a lot of young single dudes who think they good and they're getting turned down too, and they're good dudes. So you know, want to go ahead and bring that up and go about that. But people, this was today. It was the first one. Hopefully, as they go on, they'll go a little longer. We'll get more people on the screen. People, the goal is to have, I can have one time, people. So when I'm on Chaotic Truth and these other panels, people, I'm up there with like 8 people. And what that does is you're getting something from people who may not see the same way on everything, but you get to hear all these things and see how people can come together. That is the whole thing right here. So, men, if you are watching, today was the first one. Go back, rewatch this. A lot of good hidden gems were dropped in this right here. We got more to come. This will be going on again next Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Okay, next Tuesday. So we'll do it on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. You know what I mean? And this will be the men's open forum link. You know, we'll discuss this. So next week, we're gonna go over the qualifications of a good man. Qualifications of a good man, and then we'll do that I'll bring up a list from what society and women say, and to us men who are out there doing our thing, we'll go ahead and break that down. So while we're breaking that down with what the definition of a good man, we'll go over work. We'll go over work. You know, we'll go over the things that that go into that. So it should be a great one. And by the way, Rev, I did my first Spark order today.
How did it go, brother?
It went perfectly fine. So check out. I put the video up, and out of all the people's videos that I have seen that have done Spark, it's the best one. It is the best one simply because of, you'll see, it's my very first time, and talk about, it's called How to Walmart Spark. So the video is actually, you know how people try to do it? No, this is actually, and I got other drivers who are there to help me, and they are recorded helping me, giving me the ins and outs on what not to do, what to do, So it's other drivers giving information about Walmart Spark along with my ride along at the same time. No other content creator who has gone and said, this is how you do it. Someone else with experience, they got someone else talking on the mic, giving information out. So even that information is not coming from me. It's coming from someone who has more experience than I do from Walmart Spark. So I got that in there.
That's what make it. That's what make it better, because see, it's not coming from your perspective only. You bringing in other drivers, you know, that's been doing it in their markets, the ins and outs, how to do it the right way, the mistakes they made, the experience they made. That's the reason why it's better, because see, it's more about the cha-ching. You see what I'm saying? It's not disrespecting anybody else, but we got to bring the realistic views of what we going through when we do this type of work. I commend you on it, and I will get a chance to look at it. Matter of fact, as soon as I get off of here right now, I'm going to look at it.
And I got something for you too. Now, you know how we've been watching people say, well, on Spark, you get to get your tip. The customers get to tip you 24 hours later, but it doesn't happen all the time in the tip alerts. So check this out. It's recorded on there. I go do my drop off. I explain the drop off, exactly what happened with the customer interaction. Okay, my order, it was a double order. It was a double load for $18.29. So when I got it there, I'm checking now. Now it says $24.89. They went and added extra money on my very first trip, and the interaction with the customer and how I went. I said on camera that person's going to give me an extra tip. I called it. That person gave me an extra tip. This is not Uber Eats. This is not Postmates. This is not DoorDash. This is a grocery app. I went and I did my customer service on top, and I broke down to how it's exactly like the warehouse. I broke it down really, really well. But I did all of that, and I got my first tip alert on my very first one. So people can't tell me that people will not give you extra on the grocery apps if you know how to handle yourself with people. Pedro was on this interview today, and they were talking about something, and he said, I'm going through this with someone right now. Somebody on Uber Eats says he's a diamond driver, and I'm telling them that it doesn't matter if you're a diamond driver or whoop, whoop, whoop. And they were saying if they take all the orders, they're not going to make that money that they're saying they are. Well, this is what these people still don't understand. If you have a gift with people,
exactly,
have a gift with people, it overcomes anything that you don't know about. So exactly. You know what I mean? That's the whole thing there. But go watch it. I just put it up. I got a video right here that I'm about to put up now. Also, I got invited. I already RSVP'd. I got invited for the town hall for Uber Eats and Uber. I got invited for the town hall, so I just sent them an RSVP. So I got the video of that, so I'll be able to ask questions to the panel there. I'm one of the selected people that they want to ask the questions. So we're gonna figure out how it goes. I already sent them my RSVP, and what I'm gonna try to do is, since it's a Zoom meeting, I might do the Zoom on my phone, and I might go live right here in case somebody wants to ask a question from here. I can look at the question and I can say it here. You know what I mean? To try to just to do that right there. But I got invited for that. So I'm doing that, and I got my first tip alert from Spark on the very first order.
Congratulations.
Thank you there. Ghost says, Hot Facts, where can I send you a message, email? Would love to get in touch with you. My cousin, he said, you would love to chat with him and have a great interview for your channel. Oh, your cousin. All right. Look, here. You want to know where to here? I'll put this up for you now. Here you go, right here. Take a look at this. Take a look at this right here. 595-951-595-803. Here's the email address. Here's the email address and the phone number. And on any of these platforms where you can personal message me, you can head there and personal message me there too. Yeah, let me know about your cousin. I'm working on C-Mac Delogue. He has 275,000 subscribers. I already talked to his manager. I'm working on that. He's taking care of something right now. I'm working on that, and I'm working on someone that's living inside their car that was just on the Fox News in Chicago. So I'm working on that person also. So that's a guest thing that I'm trying to do right now. Okay, he says Rev knows what I'm talking about. She's talking about his cousin. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Send me the info, or send me the info if there's something I can take a look at, so I can get an idea. A blind interview it's never a good one. I can pull it off. I know I can, but if he has something on social media or something up, I like to do some research on my guests, before I have them on, so I can pull out questions that they didn't think was coming. That I actually did me some research. Do that. Get in contact with me. I'm looking to do more interviews. I'm trying to get some more people right now. I still got people telling me that they don't do interviews. They're too Hollywood for me. I got people telling me that they don't do interviews, and I have passed them in subscribers by over 800, and they still don't do the interviews. But I'm still going to keep doing these interviews, because every interview that gets done is a notch. It's a notch. So, and and Idiri Jamal, that was my interview with him, was his very first interview, by the way. He let me know. He said you were my very first interview in the whole thing. So as he makes it and does his thing, I have to interview first with him. So okay, he says he is a big influencer. He says I'll share his website with you and story. Okay, yes. Good looking. And I'm glad that you do enjoy the interviews. I try to do what I can so that I can help out in that way. Roy's Critter Corner was saying people get tired of seeing the gig. People do the same thing and talk about the same thing over and over again. And I said that's why I have interviews. You got this men's topic thing here. Got this going on, so we can actually do some separate things and get away from that small little bubble.
Right.
Get away from that. Leave the people with some last words, Rev.
Well, first of all, I want to give a salute to AZ Daryl. I want to give a salute to Ghost. I want to give a salute also to Rick and Knight. He was on Pedro Live, and he got a chance to voice what he disagreed about because his market was totally different. Yes, Rick and Knight. So I was on that live watching, and I went ahead and chimed in and let him know, man, that congrats on your market that you succeeding in. Content creators, we have to, motivate people. We are influencers, leaders, can be teachers, mentors. When you got somebody that's coming in and they trying to do their very best, congratulate them. Don't tell them it's not going to last that long, the promos and all of that. He was in Walmart area, and where he's from in Tyler, Texas, you see, and that zone by itself had 8 Walmarts. He's like, no, it's not going to end for me. Not right here, because of it's not just zones. This is just one zone with all of these Walmarts in. And he do real good, man. He get them promos, make $200 off his Walmart. He said it was his bread and butter. And I told him, you have a voice, man. Speak your piece on what your experience is out here, because all these markets is different. When somebody's saying something wrong, you just let them know, no, that's not correct in my area. And I commend him for that. He wasn't disrespectful. He kept it real, but he stand his ground on it. But what my thing was, content creators should have congratulated him on it. So what we have to do, people, that's how you build communities. That's how you build people to be better than what they are. Because we got to make those right decisions to get those better opportunities, so we can maximize our earnings and make a profit. So ladies and gentlemen, I enjoy being here with Hot Facts. He's doing different things. He's bringing different things to the table that never been seen in this niche. And that's we need to see. He's bringing what's going on. And, we just can't keep talking about, okay, at the end of the day, there's a whole lot of things going on when you get up in the morning until you get ready to go to bed. It's called the process that goes on throughout the day. Thank you, brother. I commend you as well and give you a salute for doing what you're doing, and you keep on doing it. And pretty soon everybody going to start saying, you know what? We done heard a lot of negative things, but we don't see anything negative. All this man trying to do is bring positivity to our community. Thank you, and thank you.
Appreciate that. And people, with that, see y'all next Tuesday for this. See y'all tomorrow at 2 p.m. Hot Facts with Robert Reese, people. Got some more videos coming up. You guys will be seeing Spark videos. You guys will be seeing Uber Eats videos. You guys will be seeing different group things. You guys will see something in sports. I'm on Chaotic Truths panel frequently. I'm on Flight Sports TV talking about breaking down basketball with those experts. I'm over there, people. So I'm putting myself all over YouTube. You might see my face on something that you never thought you might see my face on, people. So with that being said, I'm gonna keep grinding. You do the same. I'm signing out like Chuck Woolery in 2 and 2. See y'all later.